So today our concept is Proc Means. Okay. So using Proc Means, we can calculate the descriptive statistics. Coming to this descriptive statistics, generally we call this sum, mean, minimum, maximum, percentile calculation, range calculation. All this kind of calculations comes under the descriptive statistics. So in the notes that which I will be sharing with you, I have like given what all statistics that we can calculate using Proc Means. Okay, see like n mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, sum, n miss, median, var, confidence limits, okay, coefficients, like all this we can calculate, percentiles, quartile. So we can calculate almost all the statistics using Proc Means. Okay, so once you go through the notes, so as like yesterday, we'll be taking the same data to do the descriptive statistics. Okay. So how to bring that data into SAS? The sample data, how to bring it into SAS? By using data in file and input statement, right? So in file, input and run. Okay. So in file, in which file the data is present? In sample data set. Go to properties, security, give it name, and then input variable names. Okay. Now let us bring this data into SAS. Okay. Now after
Pavani, the
bringing,
screen is showing so later.
is it?
With this,
Okay. So now using proc means. So the basic proc means procedure is proc means. Okay. Data. For which data we are going to calculate the means? For test data, right? So proc means data equals to test and run. Okay. So by default, this is the basic proc means procedure. When you are writing this, what are the generally for what variables we do the calculations? For numeric variables, right? When we are not specifying for what variables we want to do the calculation, it will take all the numeric variables that are present in the data set. Okay. So what are the numeric variables that we have in the data set? Amount, interest, and balance. These are the three numerical variables that we have in the,
interest.
yeah, amount, interest, and balance. These are the three numerical variables that we have in the data set, right? So by default, it will do for all those three variables, it will calculate the statistics. And there are some default statistics that it calculate. Okay, n, mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. So if you are not specifying any variables, it will take all the numeric variables. And if you are not specifying what calculation that you want to do, it will do, these are the 5 statistics that it will calculate by default. Okay, n, mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. So n is nothing but the number of available data values, mean is nothing but the average, standard deviation is nothing but it defines how each individual value is getting deviated from the mean value, minimum and maximum. Minimum value among those values and maximum value among those data values. Okay. These are the 5 default statistics that it will calculate. Now, suppose say that if you want to specify, okay, for which variables that you want to do the statistics, you can specify that by making use of the var statement. Var, here you define the numerical variables, like for what variables you want to do the calculation. Suppose say that for amount and for interest you want to do the calculations. Give here amount and interest. Run the program. See, now it is calculating only for amount and interest. Okay. So all the default statistics, it is calculating only for amount and interest. So like this, you can specify for what variables you want to do the calculations. Now, if you observe here, whatever stat that it is calculating, okay, whatever analysis that it is doing for overall data, right? Overall data as in, So overall data as in for all the 1,000 values, right? Among all these 1,000 values, if it is generating a minimum value, among all these 1,000 values, it is generating the minimum value. Among all these 1,000 values, it is giving you the maximum value, right? So whatever statistic that it is calculating by taking all these 1,000 values. Suppose say that you want to do the classification and then do the statistical analysis. In that case, suppose say that for males and females, we want to do it separately. Okay, which means we want to classify by this gender variable. Okay, so you can do that classification by making use of the class statement. So right here class. Okay, by what variable we want to do the classification? Gender. So class gender. Okay, see, female and male, it is giving you the same statistics it will give you, but for males and females separately. Okay, for this amount and interest. Suppose say that you want to do like you want to classify by gender and also you want to classify by code. I mean for each gender, by each code you want the statistics. Okay, in that case just list that other classification variable in this class statement. See, so first it is classifying by gender and then each gender value is getting classified by this code. Okay, clear till this part, class and var statement, both of you? Hello, are you there? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now the next one is, now suppose say that if you want to arrange here, if you observe gender, first you are getting female and then you are getting male. Code also same. First you are getting A, then A, B and O, right? So these values are arranged in ascending order, right? Suppose say that if you want to arrange these values in descending order, first male and then female, then similarly code also, okay, in descending order. Then in class statement put slash and write here descending. Okay. After code put slash and write descending. See, first now you are getting in descending order. Okay. Now, the next one is, suppose say that if you want to arrange by this frequency, this is nothing but the count, right? Count is nothing but frequency. If you want to arrange by this frequency, then instead of descending, write here order equals to FREQ. Okay. See, 240, 34, 62 and 24. Then you are getting like 208, 178, 34 and 20. Okay. So like this, depending on the requirement, in whichever order that you want to arrange the output, you can arrange that. Now, the next one is here, not only code, you can also, sorry, not only class, but also you can make use of the by statement. Okay. If you make use of the by statement, here how you are getting the output? In the same table you are getting the output, right here. So if you make, instead of class, if you make use of the by statement, here you will get each and every block in one table, each table. See, you will get this in one table, and this result you will get in another table, this in another table. So it will generate how many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So it will generate 8 tables. Okay, the result will be generated in each table rather than generating in one table. Okay, see here, instead of class write here by. But when you make use of the by statement, make sure you are sorting the data by that variable. Proc sort data equals to test by gender and code and run. Okay. See. Okay. So it will generate in the result will be same, only the appearance will be different.
Again, the screen is displaying very lately.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the result will be generated in 8 different tables. So the result will be same, but the thing is, the appearance will be different. That's it. Okay. But the calculation result, like the output or the value, that will remain same. Only the appearance will change. See here. So here you are getting the same result in one table, and here you are getting in multiple tables. Here you are getting it in multiple tables. Okay. Clear till this part? Okay. Yes. Okay. Now the next one is, suppose see here, if I write class gender, okay, by no, I'll write here by gender, okay, and class code. Now how I will be getting the result? So proc means data equals to test by gender class code where amount and interest. For amount and interest variables, we are doing the calculation by classifying this gender and code. So generally you will be getting the result in two different tables, right? Because by gender. So in by statement, whatever variables that you specify, by that variable, it will generate the result in different tables. So in gender, how many distinct values do we have? One is male and the other one is female. So two different tables of result it will be generating. Okay. And then again female, it will be classifying further by code. So females by each code it will give you the statistics, and male by each code it will give you the statistics. Okay. So clear with this output. So gender equals to female,
Yes.
and it is classified by code giving you the statistics. See, the result will be same again. Okay, so like whatever three programs, that whatever two programs that we have executed before, that output and this output, all the three outputs are same, but just the appearance is different. Okay. Now the next one is, suppose say that if you want to subset the data, okay, subset the result, subsetting the result as in here. Just a moment. Hmm. See here. Here the result is, it is generating for all the codes, right? For code A, B, B, and O. Suppose say that if you want the result only for A and B, okay? Code A and B, you want the result, not for rest other codes. Then you can subset the data by writing where statement. So write here where. So write code in A, B. Okay? Where code in A and B. So you can filter like this. Now you execute the program so that you will get the result only for code A, B. Okay. Now the next one is, suppose say if you want to generate, like apart from this default statistics n, mean, standard deviation, minimum and maximum, okay, you want to calculate some other statistics. Suppose say like sum and mean you want to calculate, okay, sum and average you want to calculate, okay, only those two statistics. Then you can define that by writing in the proc mean statement, okay, sum, and right here you want to calculate mean, right? So sum and mean, so that it will do only these two stat calculations. See, sum and mean. Okay. For both gender equals to female and gender equals to male, it is doing only these two. Now, so here you are printing the result in output window, right? Suppose say that you want to create an output data set for the result. Okay, for this result you want to create an output data set. You can do that by making use of the output out statement. Okay, so after where statement you write here output out equals to. So you can give any valid SAS dataset name. Okay, I'll give the dataset name as X. Now you run this program. Okay, so this is the result that that is printed in the output window, right? Now open the data set. Okay, open this X data set. Okay. Now, if you observe this output and this output window, whatever result, whatever pattern it is displaying in the output window, the output data set is not like that, right? See, whatever result that it actually prints in the output window, the pattern of the result that what it prints in the output window and in the output data set, it will be entirely different. Okay, so if you want to like customize your output data set, then you have to specify the options in this output out. Okay, output out statement, you have to specify the options. Now first let us understand like what is this data set saying. Hmm? So what it is saying here, first it is giving like female, and then it is saying female A, and then it is saying female B, right? And then it is giving male, then male A, and then it is saying male B. And here if you observe, these are the two automatic variables that will be created, type underscore type and underscore frequency underscore. These are the two automatic variables. Underscore type underscore is nothing but the values of this variable will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this they will be. Okay, so type 0, 0 is nothing but with one classification variable value. Okay, so here if you observe here type 0, right? So female, it is type 0, which means gender is one of the classification variable, right? And female is the gender value. So here we have only one classification variable value. So that's the reason it is like type 0. So here female and A, which is nothing but these are the two classification variable values, right? So the type is 1. Again see here only male. So which is nothing but only one classification variable data value, right? So that's the reason type 0. Here again male and A. So how many classification? Two classification variable data values, right? So the type is 1. If you have like three classification variable data values, then the type will be like 2. Okay. So the type value will depend upon the classification variable data values, like how many levels of classification that it is doing. So here it is only one level of classification, right? Only female, so type 0. Two levels of classification, so type 1. If it is like three levels of classification, then it will be type 2. Okay, 4 levels of classification, then type 3. Clear? Hello?
But we have mentioned code either A or B. Why is it showing that blank one there?
I'll tell you that, but you understood this type variable, like what will be the values of type variable and how they will be changing?
Yes.
Yes. Now, so by default, what it will do is, say it will calculate all the statistics, right? By default, like n, minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation. So it is calculating all the default statistics. When you are creating an output data set, by default, first it will calculate the overall, and then it will calculate by classification. Okay. So overall, as in, if you observe this thing, type 0, these are the statistics of the female data who belongs to either code A or code B. Okay? Like overall, either code A or code B. The overall statistics of the combination of this A and B. First, it will give you the overall and then it will give you by classification. So this is nothing but these are the male statistics of the population who belong to either code A or code B. See here why it is giving only code A and code B means here we have subsetted the data right in the program saying like where code A and B. So that's the reason it is considering only A and B. Okay. So first it will give you the overall statistics and then it will give you by that classification. Okay. Desired classification. So which is nothing but in gender. First it will classify by gender. In gender, what are the values that we have? Male and female, right? Okay. Now, the next one is code. In code, how many values do we have? Like 4 different values, but we have substituted the data for A and B. So, A and B. So first what it will do is, it will give you all the female statistics of the population who belongs to either code A or code B. Okay. Then it will give you all the female statistics who belong to only code A and then all the female statistics who belong to only code B. Then it will give you again all the overall statistics of the males who belong to either code A or code B. Okay. Then it will give you the statistics of the males who belong to only code A and statistic of the males who belong to only code B. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So first it will give you the overall statistics. I'll tell you how to avoid printing that overall statistics. Okay. Now, now suppose say that if you don't want to print this overall statistics, okay. So what you can do is you can avoid printing that by writing n way. Okay. So n way is the option that you can make use of in order to stop printing that overall statistics in the output data set. Run this program. Open this data set. See, now it is just printing female code A and female code B, male code A and male code B. That's it. But it is not printing the overall. Okay, like this you can stop, avoid printing the overall. Now, suppose say that when you are creating an output data set, if you don't want to print the result in output window also, then you can stop printing the result in the output window by writing no print option. Okay. When you write no print, it will just create the data set, but it will not print the result in output window. Okay. So it is not printing the result in output window. Okay. So like this you can avoid. Now in this output data set, it is printing the default statistics, right? Like n, mean, median, standard deviation and all this. Now suppose if you want to specify the statistics, okay, for which variables you want to calculate what statistics, you can do that. Output out equals to give the data set name, and after that you specify. Okay. Now suppose say that for amount I want to calculate mean and standard deviation. For interest I want to calculate minimum and maximum. Okay. So for amount what I want to calculate? Mean and standard deviation, right? So right here mean of. Okay. So when you are calculating some value, obviously you are placing that value under some variable, right? You have to place that value like in a column, which is nothing but we have to give some name to that column, right? So you can give any valid SAS name. I'll give as amount average because it is average value only, no? So I'll give that. Now also we want to calculate standard deviation. So STD of amount, okay, equals to, you can give anything. I'll give as SD amount SD. Okay. Now for interest we want to calculate, for interest, right? Minimum and maximum. So min of interest, okay, equals to, give here, give some variable name, interest min. Okay. Similarly maximum we want to calculate, max of interest, okay, equals to, give here I max. Okay. Now run this program. Open the data set. See here, female code A. See here, female code A and female code B, male also code A and B. So what it is calculating? For amount average and amount standard deviation, interest minimum and interest maximum, it is calculating. Now in this case, suppose say that if you want to drop these two automatic variables, okay, underscore type underscore and underscore frequency underscore, you want to drop these two automatic variables, you can drop it by making use of the option drop. Okay. So right here drop equals to underscore type underscore and underscore frequency underscore. Okay. Run this program. Now open the dataset. See, now both the automatic variables got dropped. Okay. Now the next one is, if you say here, every time we defining the variable names will be a bit difficult, right? Column names like this, A average, for all the statistics that what we calculate. So rather than we defining the variable names, we have an option to define. Okay. The option is auto name. By making use of this auto name option, we no need to define this column names or this variable names. Okay. SAS will automatically take that names. Select the program and now execute. Open this. See here, SAS is automatically assigning the names, right? Like amount underscore mean, amount underscore standard deviation, interest underscore mean. So automatically how it will assign the names means first it will take the variable name. Okay, variable name as in for which variable we are calculating the stat. It will take that variable name and then it will keep underscore and give the stat that what we are calculating. Okay. So like this it will assign the automatically it will assign the names. Okay. The next one is, now let us execute this program. So here if you observe, if you are printing the result in output window, so here if you observe, it is of not uniform format, right? When you are printing the result in output window. Mm, hmm. See, this is not in uniform format, no? Suppose say that if you want to make it in uniform format, like with one decimal, all the result values in with one decimal or with two decimals or with three decimals or with no decimals, okay? So you can change that by making use of the option max dec, MAX DEC, okay? Max decimal equals to, so if you don't want any decimals, then give here 0. Okay. If you want the result with one decimal, then give here 1. Okay. If you want with two decimals, give 2. So like that, you can control the decimals. Okay. Select and execute the program. See, now we are getting all the result with one decimal. Okay. So by making use of this max DEC, that option, whatever result that you are printing in the output window, if you want to control with the uniform format, like with one decimal or three decimals or with whatever decimals that you prefer, you can do that by making use of this option, MAC DEC. Okay. MAX DEC, max decimal. So this is about Proc Means. Are you clear, both of you? Pranita? Yes. Okay.